also wanted to touch on something that isn't quite as, in depth, but I know we had talked about you and Florian and how, you have done a ton of traveling, but something he loved that, like, I guess was your maybe like anniversary gift or birthday gift or so tell me about this collection of bags that you guys got to go and gather together, because I was like, I love this. This is something I want to aspire to have one day too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so way back when we were stationed here in Colorado Springs, I don't have nice stuff on everything because we're just starting out.
But you know what? You waited, what is it? Like, 20 years before, 23 years. You're like, I was your pen pal for 23 years. So, I think you earned it.
Yeah. And he told me like, oh, don't worry about it because I'm going to go get you something like purses where it came from. And I said, oh my God, really? And I said like, okay, then we need to be stationed in Italy. So I prayed for that. Yes. So I prayed for that actually. And I said like, oh my God, please help us to be stationed in Italy.
And so lo and behold.
And lo and behold, in 2012, we got a notice that we will be stationed there. So I was so happy, and it happened. And then when we got there, he said, now it's your turn. So he researched everything.
Okay. So are you able to like name off the ones that you were able to get?
Yes.
You're like, I don't want to, but for the sake of like, we went here to get this. We went here to get this. I love this plan. Like I said, I'm going to have to one day when I get married, be like, all right, listen, here's what you're signing up for. Like our 10-year anniversary or what, I guess I should probably wait, 23 years like you did and put in my due diligence. But, here's where we're going to go and here's what we're getting. So
yes.
like, I love this plan.
And I think it's a good thing about the waiting thing. Like, do not be impulsive. Because what I did is just kind of like, I wait, and then I waited for the right time. And then the right time, and it came. And I had it.
Patient.
Yes.
So just to name a couple, so we're talking about how her husband had given her different bags, and definitely collector's items, like nice designer bags from the factory itself. So like Louis Vuitton from, I think it's Italy or France.
No, it's in France. Okay. Yeah, the very first store.
And then Chanel.
And
Fendi, Gucci. What else am I missing?
Christian Dior.
Okay, Dior. Can't forget Dior.
What else?
And then I know we were laughing about how like years ago, maybe like early 2000s, how like Dooney and Burke was a big thing. And you were like, oh yeah, babe, get me a Dooney and Burke. And then you got a little blown out of the water with, the level of, and like you said, well earned because you were so patient.
It's well earned, and I think I deserve it, right?
I agree. And I think he would definitely agree.
And the fact that I'm not the only one who's gonna use it, because we can pass it actually to Dylan's children.
It's so true. We could get into that because that's something that so interests me. People are like, oh, you're throwing away money, just wanting to look flashy. And I'm like, oh my goodness, do you know how much a Chanel bag costs if it was one of the, originals? And if it's been kept in good condition, it now is, much, much more, valuable than the ones that, you can just go out and buy in stores today, which are not inexpensive, but it truly is an investment piece. And so I think that's such a cool thing that you can pass down to, your children and grandchildren. And not that Dylan, would necessarily be interested in carrying a Chanel bag himself, but I'm sure that he would love to be able to gift those to his wife one day. So that's a beautiful legacy also that you're setting him up for.
Yeah, it's just about legacy.
Yeah. And I remember Florian, your husband, saying the same thing. Like, he being a businessman, he just is, legacy is so important. Yep. And I feel like in our kind of society, it's not something that's necessarily valued as much as it used to be. It's very much like, let's get all that we can right now and like live for the moment. And very few, much more few people are, multi-generationally focused. And so I love how that's something that's such your heartbeat.